Okay, and we are live. So Stranger Boy in the comments saying yes. So thank you, Stranger Boy. He's of course one of pops up in your guys' channel too, no?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. What's
Yeah,
going on,
Stranger
Stranger
Boy is
so
Boy?
a
I
shout
got to
hard.
out.
get you that T-shirt, man. He won. He won the shirt giveaway at our watch along. So message us and we'll figure that out, man.
Oh, cool, cool. So Stranger Boy is a fan, so shout out to you, Stranger Boy. But I am Matt. Welcome to Basic Entertainment. Welcome to live spoiler talk of the Mandalorian weekly episode. And today we're gonna be spoiling talk the first episode of season 2. I got my boy AJ Reacts. Say what's up?
What's up, man? I'm excited to talk Mando. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
And we got Chris from Talking TV Podcast. Say what's up?
Dude, I'm happy to be here, Matt. Thank you for having us, and this is gonna be a blast, dude. I'm stoked to get into it.
Yeah, and unfortunately today I'm having some camera issues, so you won't be seeing us, but you'll be seeing my logo, of course. So let's get right into it. Let's just talk about the Mandalorian. First of all, I want to talk about the show because I really haven't talked about the show that much in this channel, but I want to talk about what the show means to us. For me, I just want to go off the bat. This show came out in the right time last year, where Star Wars to me wasn't just it. We got the Rise of Skywalker, which is a dumpster garbage movie. I, I
To say the
I'm sorry,
least.
but the sequels that were in Rise of Skywalker wasn't good. But lo and behold, we had the Mandalorian, and it really helped me kind of figure out what Star Wars is going to be in the future, and kind of made the future seem a little bright after watching Rise of Skywalker. So, what are your guys' thoughts on just the Mandalorian show in a whole, and how where it fits in the Star Wars universe?
Yeah, I was pretty open about not enjoying the first season at all. And so I don't want to spoil anything too much. Let's just say that my feelings have shifted, and we'll get into how dramatically they've changed.
Yeah, what about you, AJ?
Okay, yeah. So I'm a little bit on the same wavelength as Chris. I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I do. And when, each week, we got those episodes and I was loving them even more, than the past week. And so there were some episodes here and there that weren't, as good as others, but for overall, it was a phenomenal season 1 and I'm so excited to like dive into season 2 and like actually, kind of talk about it and analyze it because I didn't really discuss, the series on my channel except for when it was all over. And I just kind of did like a season wrap up and yeah, just kind of talked about it like that. But going week by week, this is gonna be really dope and kind of like getting into it more and analyzing it. I'm excited to do that.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited too. So we're gonna jump right in. Season 1 was great, and we started with season 2, the first episode directed by Jon Favreau, and I was so excited to get into this season, just for the fact that we've been hearing the rumors of, oh, Boba Fett is coming, Ahsoka. It's gonna be kind of a Star Wars Rebels, which I just finished up this past summer, a sequel to that, and Jon Favreau is great director. I am like I just so happy that we have Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau running this show, and it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm in good hands.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your guys' thoughts? The first impression thoughts on the first episode of season 2?
Yeah, so I really thought the first season was not so good. I just felt like it was, villain of the week type thing. And for Star Wars having such rich background content to explore, and this universe that they keep saying is more than 4 planets, but we never quite see more of, I
Yeah, that's
definitely
true.
was disappointed to say the least. And I'll give you that the first episode of season 2 was another one of those monster of the week type episodes,
Hmm.
but for some reason I loved it. And that goes
Yeah,
against everything I said about the first season.
yeah. I rewatched the first season. It was cool, but it was kind of like you said. It's just a weekly episodic type thing, which at some points is not bad, but it got to the point where like it was like around 4 and 5 Gunslinger is like it started to feel like kind of like it doesn't construct well. So we got Jay Manley.
Hey,
Good evening. So what's up,
Jay.
Jay?
What's up, Jay?
So what's your thoughts on AJ?
Yo,
First
so
impressions.
when I first watched, I was so excited. Like I amped myself up so much for season 2. So I think I was tiniest bit let down because it did take a little bit to get into it. But I understand what they were doing. They were setting the tone for the season and for the episode and things like that. And the overall episode was a little long. I know that we kind of got like episodes that were like 39 minutes, like around there last season. So
Yeah.
I did feel like, and this one was like 54 minutes, I believe. So I
Yeah.
think it took its time, and I can appreciate it, but I think it was a little bit drawn out, tiniest bit drawn out, but that's just my small nitpick about it because I really enjoyed the episode overall. And my boy Timothy Oliphant was in it. And I honestly didn't know that he was going to be in it. He probably was announced that he was going to be in it a while ago, but I didn't know that until I actually watched the episode. I don't know if you guys have seen the show Justified that he starred in on FX.
No.
That's a show that it really resonated with me. I love that show. So if you get a chance, you should check it out. But yeah, the first episode was decent. I think it was a great start to the season, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think I really liked the opening. It had a real nice opening.
Yeah.
Right into it, you get Mando, Baby Yoda walking, and then you get a cool fight scene.
Yeah.
I remember I was complaining in the trailer reaction. I was like, oh, why they went black? I was glad they went black because it was like nice, refreshing, and it's like this whole season I can tell is gonna be kind of like such a surprise just because how much little of the marketing was, and I kind of like that, But I dig the fake out. It had a nice fake out in it too, with you said Timothy Oliphant as the marshal, the sheriff. Getting the Boba Fett armor, it was kind of like, whoa, is that Boba Fett? I even saw my reaction. I was like, whoa, is that Boba Fett? And I dig the fake out. I dig how you could tell Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, they want to see the best of Star Wars. They want to see the armor of Boba Fett getting used. We finally saw him use the rocket launcher, in his back, in his jetpack, and it was pretty cool. It was, it's like we didn't see that in the original movies, and now it's like we're seeing it, and you can tell that there's love there. So yeah.
Overall, okay, might be a hot take of mine, but I am not that big on seeing like characters from the Star Wars films in this show.
Right.
Boba Fett, yeah, I kind of get that. I understand that. But like Ahsoka and things like that, I'm a little bit nervous about because I really enjoy this show as its separate entity. Than just connected to everything. So I'm interested to see how they handle those characters in the show.
Yeah, and that kind of goes to like what I was trying to say when I was sort of talking about we have this whole giant galaxy, yet we only see the same 4 planets, right? I mean, these planets can't have 50 people on it, right? There's got to be hundreds of thousands of people, yet we keep running into Obi-Wan and Boba Fett, and, R4 somehow just pops up again. I mean, you got to get us, I feel like, to sort of take this Disney era of Star Wars and make it something unique and in its own right awesome, which I really think they've not even come close to doing, but I think all Star Wars fans hope that can happen. I think we got to get something new and compelling, and we can't.
While I was watching this episode, I was like, oh man, we're going back to Tatooine. Like I'm just getting tired of going to Tatooine all the time, and it was like, can we go to different planets? Because Star Wars has some beautiful planets. They have some nice, creative planets. You could just make up planets on the go, and boom, it'll be believable because this is supposed to be.
It's separate,
yeah,
definitely.
So I got come from Stranger Boy. He says, I was tired to wait for 12 a.m. to watch season 2, episode 1, but I fell asleep. So when I woke up, the first thing I did was watch it. So you're hyped up. You're waiting to watch it, and boom, you ain't able to watch it. That's funny. I had to stay up. I don't know if you guys stay up. I stood up all night waiting to watch it. I was pretty anticipated. Jay Manley, he was also good in Deadwood.
Oh yeah, he was in that too, but I don't think he had as big of a role. Timothy Oliphant and Deadwood, but yeah, and he wasn't that.
He plays like a sheriff, no? He plays in a sheriff.
U.S. Marshal, and it's that show. I urge you guys to check it out. I think it's completely underrated, and that's like how I know Timothy Oliphant. That's who he is. He's Raylan Givens.
So basically, the episode is about Mando trying to look for another Mandalorian, gets told to go to Tatooine, gets caught up with this, and then he gets caught up with a monster. The armor was, and the marshal says, "Oh, I'll make a deal. I'll give you the armor that you want, but we gotta take down this monster." So the people who live there, what was the place called? It was in Tatooine. I can't remember the
I
name.
can't remember either.
What
It was
the,
some, yeah, an
the
episode.
initial when Mandalorian first walks into that like fighting arena that you're talking about?
No. It was a place in Tatooine. The name of it.
Oh yeah, it was another one of those Moss. Apparently Moss something, Moss Isley.
Yeah,
That's
it
kind of
was.
like how they name their cities, like like Las Vegas, Los Angeles. It's kind of like what that reminded me of.
Yeah, it was one of those type of things. It was kind of forgettable name, but you
Mhm.
have them, and then you had the Tusken Raiders, and they had to work together, and it showed a really good dynamic of the Tusken Raiders being kind of like humans. In a way, they humanized them a bit, making them feel like I saw a comparison like Native Americans and I'm blanking on the name, that they had to work together, pretty much
Mhm.
like just pretty
Oh,
much like yeah, Native Americans and what was
the
that
Pioneers or something.
pioneers, and they had to pretty much work together. This culture versus kind of like just everyday
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, and they're like kind of generally at odds, but they have
They had
the
the
same
same
end
goal.
game.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
the same goal. They had the same end game, and it was cool seeing that dynamic. We haven't seen that with the Tusken Raiders. Every time we've seen a Tusken Raider, they're always kind of like, blah, 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 with the sticks and stuff.
Yeah.
And, and it was
Basically.
cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see them humanize and see them just being Tusken Raiders. Finding the little things.
So
Moss.
what did you guys feel about Mando being able to speak that language and like doing that a couple times?
Oh, I thought it was cool. It was a bit ridiculous when he had like his hand up. Like it
Yeah.
was like
Yeah.
the voice is gonna go back to you still have a helmet on, but
Yeah.
no, it was pretty cool. I think it showed a lot of development for Mando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Working with people and go ahead.
I would agree with that. No, it definitely was ridiculous, but I
It
think that it made sense with his character.
Mhm.
He's
Right.
traveled, he's sort of been a drifter, so I'm sure
Mhm.
he's ran into them in the past. And the way that they broke bread and stuff, I feel like the subtext behind the scene was like, okay, he knows these guys and he sees them differently than the rest of society. And thought it was cool. Actually, I didn't mind it. It was ridiculous, like when he's like, doing the hand motions and
Yeah.
stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
that was a little silly.
I think I think that was the point though. I think it was kind of like a little bit of comic relief, but also showing Mando like his depth. So
Yeah, he does
So, yeah.
have depth and layers. It feels like
for sure. And I love how like we're peeling them back like little by little, and it's not just all in your face. We just kind of always get to learn something new about him, and that's awesome.
yeah. But for sure the scale felt bigger too. I don't know how you guys feel about that. It felt very cinematic at the end.
In a way, yeah, definitely.
Like the way how it was shot, it was like shot in different aspect ratio. It was very close hand and get up in your face, showing the action real close, and it felt like wow, this should be the future of Star Wars right here. The TV should be the future because that was what I was telling myself. I was like, you can really have movie style quality and a little screen, and it
Yeah.
still works. And
Yeah.
I was really digging that, and you could tell that Disney put down the budget for the season 2. It feels like the
Definitely.
monsters look better, CGI, and
Yeah,
this
yes.
just the scale feels bigger too. And I'm so excited because I cannot wait to see like Ahsoka Tano a fight scene with her, with lightsabers and stuff. How they're gonna pull that off.
Man, that's gonna be very interesting to see. Very interesting.
I don't know how you guys feel about Ahsoka and Boba and kind of like those characters coming in, like Boba Fett, because we'll talk about him. How you guys feel about Boba being in? I like how the way how they use Boba in this.
Mhm.
They're kind of setting him up. Because I honestly thought Boba was gonna come in with an armor and just go like that, and he was gonna fight Mando. But no, they're giving him pretty much like a plot device of getting the armor back and creating a new story line for him. So that's gonna be his goal, is trying to get the armor, which is pretty cool because now we're gonna see Boba without the armor. So how you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, you bring up Ahsoka, and I loved Clone Wars, especially the season that we just got this past year.
Oh
Might
yeah,
be my top television show of the year still, and it's been quite some time since it aired, and I've watched quite a bit since it aired, and it was just so well done. And of course, Boba Fett, like the classic of all classic bounty hunters. But still, I just feel like it's a cop out. As excited as I am, and as as conscious of my own sort of nostalgia baited personality that I have, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna bite the bait, but I still feel like it's a cop out.
You don't think Boba is kind of like, you haven't, because the thing with me with Boba is that he's so overrated. He is one of the most overrated pop culture characters of all time, and I just think I want to see I just think I want to see some more from Boba, and I feel like we could get more from Boba, and we could get the respect on Boba's name, because I ain't putting no respect on Boba's name. He is just a clown. He got taken out in one of the worst ways of all time.
Yeah.
And it just, in Empire he was cool, but Return he was kind of like, it was like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
I mean, he just kind of stands there next to Vader the whole time.
Yeah, even in it. Yeah.
So I think really that's why people took it and ran with it in regards to like the fan art and the fan fiction. He looks dope. Everyone's always thought that, right? That's why, I assume that's why the Mandalorian, when they were focus testing, they probably showed a bunch of classic characters. This is just me guessing right now, but everyone's like, oh, that I'd watch a show about that guy, even though I know nothing about him. He just looks cool. So they almost could ruin that though, and I think that's a part of my fear, like giving him a personality. Like, what if he's got a whiny voice? Like what if he complains a lot? Like they could really ruin this character.
They can, and that brings me back to like what I was saying earlier about bringing in these characters that we know already. And the reason why I really enjoy Mandalorian is because it's its own entity. It's like supposed to be in this universe, but like it's separate. So we don't really get the same characters, but now that they're introducing like these characters that we already know, I'm a little nervous, but in Boba Fett I kind of understand, because Boba Fett is a character that we didn't get to see a whole lot of. We didn't really get a backstory. We didn't really get I don't feel like we're necessarily completely satisfied with this character and the story that had been told with him. So but also, didn't he die? And when did he die?
Return, you could say, but
and when is this set?
After Return,
like 8 years or something. I looked up
8 years, about
yeah.
I felt like he was already dead.
No,
I'll probably
they're gonna have to do a good explanation because because I don't know if like there's a canon book, because I know they messed up the canon. Disney, they even retconned their own canon here with the Marshal. The Marshal is supposed to be from this character from the Aftermath, and they pretty much retcon. So I always hear it's not canon until you see it on film. So really nothing really is canon until you see it on film. And I'm starting to agree with that now, that logic, because they retcon their own canon. And I just don't get that. Yeah.
So with Ahsoka, I understand that she is a animated character, and I don't know if we don't get to see her in anything live action until now. So that's going to be definitely interesting how they handle that character. Also, like I said, I'm a bit nervous, but we'll see. I
think Ahsoka, I need to see in live action. Now, how they're going to do it, I have no idea, but I need to see live action. I actually do need to see the characters that some people will say are kind of like tacked on, like you saying, Chris. It feels a bit tacked on. It feels a bit like, oh, we're just trying to get you.
Yeah.
And
I
would agree
with you, man. When you say you got to see Ahsoka live action, of course I want to see Ahsoka live action, but I just have no trust in the Disney era of Star Wars. Whereas if this was like pre-Disney era Star Wars, they said that they're gonna throw in Ahsoka, I'd be like, okay, no fear, no nothing. But now I'm afraid because of how they've ruined so much.
And Rosario Dawson is gonna be playing Ahsoka. They even confirmed that the day before. So it's exciting. Of course it's exciting, but I you know what? I trust Dave Filoni. I got Dave Filoni. I got Jon Favreau. Okay. I think I trust him more. So we got Luke reviews. He says many Easter eggs in this episode. Oh yeah, there was a bunch. There was one I picked out. It was kind of obvious. It was what was the kind of the bike
speeder?
Or not the speeder? Yeah, and it was
exactly
the pod racing. That was pretty cool to see that. The R4, R5.
R5.
Yeah, I think it was one of those two. I think it's
Yeah,
R4.
what the one with the poor motive, and you can see in the back that it's like a burnt mark from his poor motive from New Hope. What else was there?
Yeah, to be honest with that one, I didn't pick up on it at first because like
Yeah,
there's so much to take in at once. But thank God
if
the Easter egg videos exist, right?
yeah, if you
Right.
look at
Exactly.
R4's back, you can see a burnt like part of his back of the top.
Okay.
There was some, yeah, I think that those are like the only ones I really picked up. Don't
There was actually a Sam Witwer cameo. He's walking in, I guess Mos Piego is what they're calling it. He was just like walking on not the street but the dirt in where a street would be in any other, place that just isn't 99% sand. So that's pretty cool. Sam Witwer plays Darth Maul in the Clone Wars series, and
yeah,
a little
that's
weird to
that's
see him in person. But he and Filoni are tight, so makes sense.
yeah. Now I don't know if who has seen Rebels. Has anyone seen Rebels? Chris, have you seen Rebels?
I
I
have
haven't
not.
even seen Clone Wars.
When Dom joins us towards the end of this run, he actually just finished Rebels, so you guys can get into all sorts of things about that.
Yeah, because this there was like in the beginning, you know how there was like these creatures that like with the red eyes, and it's like he shoots the light and it's like, wait, help me, like hanging from
Yes,
those are,
those were
I think
weird.
those, there was an episode of Rebels where it was I forgot her name. The characters were cool, but they're kind of forgettable. They had like there was a kind of like a mission where they had to get something, but these monsters, they love the dark and they don't like the light, so they try to get some one of those type of things. So I was thinking it was like, oh, maybe that's that, but yeah, but we do get Rebel stuff from this show. Um,
Oh,
the mid part of the show to me felt kind of like a little bit slow. I think that was the biggest problem with this episode, is that the mid part was kind of like just a bit slow. I don't know how
yeah.
you guys feel about that.
Like I said earlier, I felt like it was a tiny bit dragged out. Not
Yeah,
like unbearable. But it was. I think they wanted to give us some good content and enough content for the first episode of season 2. And yeah, like I said, I think it was a tiny bit dragged out, but not like crazy amount, not too much.
yeah. I think that was the real only problem with this episode for me. Be honest with
Yeah.
you.
For me,
Honestly, I think me too.
Yeah,
That's it.
for me, I think it was because I agree. It wasn't as exciting as the beginning. Like you said, we got those really cool shots of him at like the fighting ring and
oh
those
yeah, that
little
was
weird
cool.
critters in the dark, and that was all interesting. They introduced a lot of new types of things in this galaxy far, far away that I've always wanted to see more of, right? But then we just get this cookie cutter basic storyline plot where it's like we have to get the two sides of the town together because if we don't, then we're all gonna die, and it's just like okay. And then they made
It
it a
was
little.
it was cool though. It was cool dynamic. It was cool to see the
I,
The
Tusken
I,
Raiders.
characters were owning it, so it was tolerable. And like I said, I eventually fell for it and ended up really
Yeah,
liking it. But I did
yeah,
get a little nervous and kind of bummed when I was like, oh wow, this is so cookie cutter of a storyline. You
right.
know? It's like we didn't even pick up anything we left off on. Such a dynamic ending to
that's true.
like the
That
things
is
that really
true.
worked
Yeah.
for me were the last 2 episodes of the first season. And then we just
Yeah,
don't get into
I
any of that.
also feel like shows don't usually do that because when you start off exactly where you left off, it kind of loses its mystery to that plot line. So you kind of want to shift it a little bit and then bring it back later in the season.
Yeah.
Now, if I do that, I hope they bring Moff Gideon back and continue that storyline. But I don't think they want to put all their eggs in one basket and then just give it away right at the beginning, because I don't think that would be smart.
Yeah.
But
No, I
I
don't see
do
that.
get
I
what
just
you're
want
saying.
there
I
to be
do
like,
want to see. I'm really excited to see where we left off. How that all ends and how that connects. But I don't think it would be smart to just start us off there.
you don't think just a little something though, just like a little like nod to anything? I mean, it really felt like this could have been the start of the show all over.
Maybe a nod, yeah. I could see that, but not just diving deep into that storyline, because I think it's such a rich storyline. I think it needs to be extended, and if they keep going with it now, I know they have more story to tell, but it's just like, what
Yeah,
else are
and
they going to tell with this storyline? Like,
you're
I want
getting
it to be extended.
we're getting the Boba storyline, which now he wants the
Yeah.
armor. So that's a new thing there.
And
which
I don't mind the overlapping storylines. I don't mind that as long as you pick up where you left off eventually in the season.
I'll be honest, just thinking about it right now, I remember telling myself, wait, hold up, we got a comment from Jay Manley. Jay Manley, that was the graffiti. Yeah, the mention of the second Death Star was cool too. I was like, they're watching the live feed of the Death Star
thought
being
so
blown
too.
up.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. You know, the effects of those old movies that we watched, and
that's a problem right there.
Yeah.
I had a problem with the Marshal just getting the armor and all of a sudden just having the balls to just shoot up against the enemies. It's like, okay, why? It's like I saw a comment. They were like, oh, they will fear him because that's Mandalorian armor. I was like, no, but the other people have armor too. Why they should care? You know. So that was the thing that I really didn't like was the whole he has the armor now. He got skills now, and it was just a bit like, okay.
I think he might have had skills before, but when he wore that armor, when he put on that armor, man, he got that confidence. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it seemed like. Yeah.
But and they didn't. He was different looking. They didn't really know who this was, and that's why they were kind of like, I don't know if they were like really scared. They were just kind of shocked. And then he started blasting everybody. So
you know how he took like that one shot to the chest of the armor?
Yeah.
And like bounce right off him.
I think it was that was the confidence. There you go. Yeah. But it was a bit
strong the armor is, but like honestly, dude, if he wasn't sitting there gloating at the fact that he took those first two guys out so quickly, he wouldn't have gotten shot at all. So I'm kind of with you, Matt, in the sense that like he probably could have done that from the start. But hey, sometimes you need a little confidence boost, right? Like you're gonna go on a date, you gotta get new like deodorant or cologne or something.
They should have emphasized on that a little bit more though.
Yeah, I agree. They could have emphasized on that a little bit more.
Just a bit more, and maybe like a nice, cool shot of just having this, the confidence, and I guess that's what it was. Yeah. But I was telling myself throughout this episode, I was like, okay, we're gonna get Boba. We're seeing Boba. We're gonna get Ahsoka and all them. I want to see Luke. I really want to see Luke Skywalker being done in this show. No, I mean for reals. I want to see because Luke Skywalker. Look at the adventures he has of return are still up for grabs. We haven't seen anything from the new Disney canon, his adventures. I want to see it. I want to see Luke come out on the show. I'm all for it. With because I feel very confident with Dave Filoni. I have this confidence with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Now, let's see how they do Boba. But right now, I'm pushing for Luke Skywalker to come out at some point.
Okay. I would definitely be interested on how they handle it. But I don't know. I don't know if I want that. I don't think I want that. Like I said, like Chris is kind of saying, he's like, it kind of seems like a gimmick a little bit if they, keep adding these characters. I don't want to speak for Chris, but I know that's kind of what he was saying a little bit earlier. And I already have. I just feel like that would be a little gimmicky.
I already have a fan casting for Luke.
Okay, who would
I got Sebastian Stan as Luke Skywalker.
Sebastian Stan. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not a Skywalker story. I know. I'm really high off. Them. Like I'm over here fanboying out of Dave Filoni. Like I don't know. I just feel like with them they can handle it right. With Disney, Kathleen Kennedy didn't know how to handle Luke.
She's still there though, but apparently the trust that's been instilled is way stronger now than it was on the production of the movies and of course the first season. So it seems like she's maybe taking more of a backseat role and producers also manage the money side and all that stuff. So maybe that's where she's better suited. Yeah. But my initial reaction to wanting Luke in the show, I do in Filoni, I do trust that is 100% effect, and Favreau backing him up. I mean, that is quite honestly the modern day Star Wars dream team. But kind of with AJ, where it does feel a bit gimmicky, and I would right now my gut reaction hates that. But I'll give it a shot.
But season 2, it seems like the gimmick is we're gonna have Boba, so people can watch. What's gonna be season 3's gimmick?
Right.
I don't.
Are you gonna drop
I
people in
don't
season
want a
3?
gimmick. I feel
It's
like
gonna happen.
Mandalorian has established itself enough to be its own thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah,
think it
let's
really
ask ourselves
needs
this
that.
even
Yeah.
further. Does Star Wars need a gimmick at this point? It's the highest grossing franchise of all time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. That's what I'm
It,
saying.
but like, I get Boba, I get Sabine, I get Bo-Katan, but why Ahsoka? Like, they really need to give me a great explanation of why Ahsoka.
That's what I'm thinking as well.
Because like they always say for sequels, the bigger. Let's make it bigger. Let's make it better. And sometimes bigger doesn't mean better. So far, bigger means better because this episode felt big.
It did.
It felt very grand, and I just want to get into one of our main kind of topics is what was the highlight moment of the episode. So highlight moment, go AJ.
Mine would be different than you guys's because you guys don't really like know Timothy Oliphant, but like when he was revealed on screen, I was just like, I'm sold with this episode because
Yeah.
Timothy Oliphant is my dude. So when he was revealed, that was a wrap for me. I was done. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be good. What about you guys?
What are you, Chris?
Yeah, so for me, I actually really enjoyed the action sequence at the end, and it's funny because I'm like, not really the biggest action guy in general. I'm more there for like the character interactions and whatnot. But I thought for the small scale that it had a high level of intensity, and like you said earlier, Matt, with like them playing around with the aspect ratios, none of it felt pretentious. Like, oh wow, they played around with the aspect ratios. Like it just felt genuine. It didn't feel like they did anything just to do it. It just felt like tasteful filmmaking, and I haven't gotten that in Star Wars in a while. So
Yeah, for me the highlight moment was it had to be the ending. It had to be ending. It felt gigantic. It felt epic. It was some of the coolest things I ever seen. Like just the way how it was shot and the action was just very enjoyable. So we got comments from Luke reviews. Please, I have enough for the Skywalkers. Yeah, but I need
I
some
agree.
I need some love for Luke after Last Jedi really didn't give me no Luke love too much. People call me Luke Skywalker for 3 years. I can see that with your lane being Luke. That and 9 movies are no expand the universe. I get that, but
Yes.
the Mandalorian doesn't feel like that type of show. It doesn't feel like expand. Like we're still connected some way to the Empire.
Yeah.
You still have the Empire. Moff Gideon is still kind of like a off breed of the Empire, and it's just like okay, where we're gonna go with that, But I do understand we're gonna see some cool planets, hopefully. I mean, the first episode we saw Tatooine, so we might go back to some old planets, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as far as the scale,
Like I think the expanding the universe might come with like the movies. Like,
I'm ready. I think this show can do that. I think he's a traveler. I think we've introduced several characters, including Mando. And I just think this is a separate entity than the films. And give us some more. Give us some more new. You don't always bring us back to the old stuff because, like, I understand that you want to, do fan service and try to kind of get the old fans back into Star Wars and get the new fans into the old characters and all that like that. But I mean, just Mando, I think this show can just be just new content. That's just my opinion.
yeah, I agree with that, and I think I want to take it one step further. Sure, you raised a good point. Like maybe there is a marketing ploy in regards to, well, we have a whole new generation of Star Wars watchers, and look how well R2D2 sold in the 70s and the 80s. Like if we can get them invested in not only these few new characters we give them, but the old ones, we can make triple the money. Whereas I think if they just did a good job and gave something new and refreshing and pushed it forward in a positive way that isn't marred with all this like hate and mixed feelings, they would make way more money than they are just trying to do nostalgia bashing in our face the whole time.
Yeah,
and that's what they did with the sequels, and see how that turned out.
Exactly.
I
don't know.
New Hope 2.0 and The Force Awakens, in my humble opinion.
I feel like even in the sequels, we should have been kind of done with Skywalker. Not necessarily. I feel like Force Awakens. We get a touch of Skywalker, but going into the Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, that's like I feel like they took the wrong turn as
Right.
far as storytelling and including this character that is. I honestly, that character is washed up.
Luke Skywalker.
Yes. Honestly, especially at that age, I feel
Yeah.
like okay, put that character to rest and start a new story.
Right.
Dude, he's literally doing Grubhub commercials right now. Like he is at the lowest
Yes,
point.
him and
Yeah.
Picard. Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, if you want to talk about being washed up, I think right there is the point in
Like, and I'm not saying the actor. I'm not saying the actor is, because Mark Hamill is amazing. But
Yeah.
I don't think that we needed Luke Skywalker as a main character and a main plot point in these sequels. I think that's one reason why it got so convoluted and just kind of a mess.
Right. Yeah. No, I could see it was a bit of a stretch I made, but I could see it happening. I won't be. Don't never say never.
Never say never. I guess.
Never say never. But you could tell, with the Ahsokas and all them, the Rebel characters, they are gonna feel new to a lot of people because a lot of people haven't seen Rebels.
That's true. I haven't seen Rebels or Clone Wars,
so they're gonna have to do a good job of explaining why they're here and give a good explanation of who are these guys to a new audience. So that's gonna be interesting to watch. But we're gonna go to our final grades of the episode. So what are our final grades of episode 1 of season 2, The Marshal?
Can we do pluses and minuses, or is it just a straight? Okay. Chris, you want to start us off?
If you need me to.
Yeah.
All right. So final grades. Wow. It's weird. I am in school right now, but we've totally dropped the letter thing. But I guess I would give this a B+ because it stuck to the script of the first season, but I just felt like it was way more tactful and just more true to who this character is and to the overall Star Wars universe. And it wasn't as, although we did get the Boba Fett drop at the end, it wasn't as nostalgia heavy as I thought it was gonna be. Plus, I liked what they did with the very generic story, and of course, Timothy Olyphant was just like awesome. I think I do want to go and watch either like a Deadwood or a Justified now in my free time. So
yes, Justified.
B+. I would love to give it an A, but I'm hesitant, and so that fear takes it away from being an A.
I would give it a A-. I think it was a little dragged out there in the middle towards the end a little bit. But overall, it was an awesome episode. I thought it set the tone for the season to come, and it was actually better than a few episodes in season 1. So, I am looking forward to the rest of the season, and that's my grade.
Yeah, rewatching season 1, I could tell there was only really just 3 great episodes, and that was about it. Audio episodes nothing to write home about. This has to be one of those great episodes from season 1. I was absolutely entertained. Love the way how they did Boba, the armor, the Marshal, introducing a new character. Now he might come back. People want him back. He was cool. Timothy Olyphant was cool as a character. The Tusken Raiders were cool, and I just am very, very excited. This was a great start. A hell of a start for The Mandalorian season 2, because this season is going to be big. So we got Luke reviews. We're talking about the sequels again. Not anymore, because the sequels. I don't like the sequels. But that's that. Yeah. Oh Lord.
So we didn't really talk about the child, Baby Yoda. Are we still feeling the same way about Baby Yoda? Adorable, lovable. Are we still feeling the same way, or are we just kind of tired of him now?
In this episode, it kind of showed him just doing reaction shots. And you know what was a good thing about this episode is that they didn't rely on him too much. They didn't rely the episode's not really going good. The story is just not really good story. Let's go to Baby Yoda so he can do some cute moments. It wasn't that much of that.
I agree 100%. That kind of factors into what I meant by it was more tactful, less Disney-ified, I guess could be another way to put that. Mm-hmm. There's no moments where they stop and it's, do I talk now? Do you talk now? And hey guys, we have to, because it's 2016 and people like comedy and everything, or so we think they do. We're the highest grossing company in the world. Let's intercut this intense moment with some comedy. So I purposely didn't bring up Baby Yoda because I haven't been his number 1 fan in the past, to say it nicely, but this is the best use of him I've seen so far.
Yeah, I'm a big Baby Yoda fan, but it was a bit too. It was rewatching season one. It was too much of let's go to him.
Yeah.
This show was Baby Yoda doing. Like this was more of little reactions here and there, nothing too big. Not using the Force to save Mando at the end of the day, which we need.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Baby Yoda could use the Force, and I'm down with seeing more of that, honestly. But yeah, I do think season one it was kind of a gimmick a bit, because that's what got a lot of people into Mandalorian was Baby Yoda, the memes
Yeah.
and the short videos and the clips and stuff like that of Baby Yoda. That's what got people into Mandalorian. A lot of people. So I'm glad that they didn't overuse Baby Yoda. I would like to see more of the Force used by Baby Yoda, and kind of awesome, epic action sequences with the child. But I understand that it's a baby, so I get that it's not, he's not gonna be doing that every episode, and he's gonna hide in his cradle in a couple episodes, and I get that. But I thought it was just epic when we saw that last season.
Yeah, and I forgot to go on my grade. So my grade is gonna go same exact opinion that AJ has. A bit dragged down the middle, but I'm gonna give it an A-.
Yeah,
great.
It was a dope episode.
Oh yeah, dope. It was like surprising to me. I was like, wow, this feels different. It feels very aggressive and very different. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. You go ahead and plug your guys, plug your stuff. Whoever wants to start.
Cool. Sure. Yeah. Thanks, AJ. You can go first next week, because we're doing this week to week. Yeah. Thank you again, Matt, for having us, dude. Really appreciate being here on Basic Entertainment tonight. My name is Chris. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. I am one half of a podcast / YouTube channel called Talkin' TV. You can find us right there on Instagram. Right there at Talkin' TV Podcast. We post videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We cover all things Star Wars. We've recently just wrapped a huge Halloween month. Basically, if you guys like what Basic does, if you guys like what AJ does, we're right in your wheelhouse, and we'd appreciate seeing you each week. Thanks again for having me, man.
Yeah. AJ?
Yeah, man. Thank you, Matt, for having us. And it was fun, and I'm ready to do this each week. Break it down, because that's kind of I didn't get to do that last season, so I'm excited to do this. Yeah, you can find me at AJ Reacts 2, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and Letterboxd. And my channel, I react to music videos, trailers, all kinds of stuff, do rankings, and just talk film and TV. And
yeah, we got Jay Manley with the comments, final comments. Let me give you a heads up on Deadwood Chris. The dialogue is like kind of like Shakespeare. Wow. Okay, so you guys are putting me on. I might have to check this out. But yeah,
I love Justified. I've never seen Deadwood, so I can't really speak to that. But Justified,
check it out.
Just check out the first episode if you like it. Let me know. I want to know if what you guys think of that show.
Yeah,
I would love to see Timothy Olyphant reappear in the season, but I know that's not likely. But that'd be dope.
But hey, I mean, they could do a really cool revolving door type thing. Maybe Bill Burr comes back in the third season. You never know. He didn't die, right? And that's all.
No, he hasn't died. Yeah.
If Boba died, and now he's back.
Oh yeah,
you never really know. Right?
Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Just like Luke did. What he said in Rise of Skywalker. What was it? It was such a Disney sequel line. We're never gone, or something like that. It was some lines of that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. You guys can follow us every Monday. We're gonna be here. It's gonna get more juicier and juicier while the season goes on. Yes. It should get real juicy. So you guys thought today was a lot? Well, get ready. All right, guys. Thank you guys. See you guys next time. Goodbye.
Later.